Hi everyone, I am in my winter woolies today because it is so cold outside, but I'm just getting myself ready for work, so I thought I might jump on and say hello and do my makeup with you. So I have nothing on the face obviously at the minute. I'm going to just clip my hair back with little clips so it's out of my face and I won't be annoying anybody by touching it the whole time. But I thought I'd like come on and do my makeup and show you what I'm going to put on. So I have my SPF on, which is the Neostrata Enlighten SPF 35, or is it 30? It's one, oh here, actually it's right in front of me. It's 35, so that is what I'm wearing. That is the base I always wear. I just think it really suits my skin, and I think my skin is in good nick at the moment. You know, I do often suffer with a lot of redness, but it's only a little bit red around the cheek, or sorry, the nose and the chin at the moment, which is good for me. But I am going to be putting on tan later on, so I don't have a whole lot on at the minute. So I'm going to use my shade 2 today because I'm that little bit lighter than usual. So I'm going to pop it out onto my my big buffer rather, and just tap it around the face. So the key with the Fresh Skin, just so you're aware of it, is that it is a medium to full coverage. Like, you can build it to full coverage if you want, or you can leave it as light as you want. So if you want to go super light with the coverage of the Fresh Skin, my advice would be is just to put a tiny amount on, and even if you mix it with your moisturizer, you'll get a really sheer finish on it. If you want to keep building it, you can do what I'm doing. So I'm kind of going for medium coverage today. But if you just kind of build it like this and just put the coverage, the extra coverage where you need it. So you'll often notice that you won't need maybe too much more on your forehead, but maybe on the cheeks and around the nose, you might want to put a little bit more. So just do those areas because you'll get that lovely full coverage, but without then having it look like it's really kind of heavy. So I'm just tapping it in all over. I always think as well, if your foundation is right for you, you shouldn't have to bring makeup down onto the neck. Now I know if you were going out on a night out and you're wearing a dress or something, you want to even out the skin tone, that's totally cool. But on a day-to-day basis, I think that it should just melt away so that you don't have to do that, because you don't want to be getting makeup on the collars of your jackets or on scarves and things like that. Okay, so now that's done, I'm going to do my eyebrows next, just to give them a little shape. I'm actually going to do my brows and put on a little bit of lips, because I always feel like there are two areas that, you know, they look unfinished when you're doing everything else. Look how red my eyes look as well. It's crazy once you've kind of evened out the skin tone. So I'm using our Easy Brow Pencil, and these are coming back into stock next week. So we actually have the addition of a blonde as well, which I'm using today. And lots of people were asking for a lighter pencil as well. So I'm just going to give myself a little bit of definition, fill in any sparse areas and round them out just a little bit to soften them out. Key with the brows is always just really light-handed with your pencil. You know, like you want to make it look like hair strokes. So the lighter you can be with your application, the better. See, it just gives that little bit of definition. So I'll even it up here. Okay, so now that that is filled in, I'm going to take the brush that's on the other end and just brush through my brows. So that takes away any kind of little bit of heaviness or anything like that from the pencil. It'll just make it look like lovely little hair strokes. So I am going to do my lips next. I'm actually just going to, I don't have my pencil here. Give me 2 seconds and I'll grab it. Okay, so I found it, but I didn't find my pear, so I'm going to hopefully be able to outline my lips with this. This is it's actually our Plum Lip Pencil from the Plum Lip Kit. I don't have a natural one there, but I'm just going to outline just around the outer parts, just to give me a little bit of definition. And then I'm going to go in with my Bare lipstick, and I'm going to throw a bit of Chloe Gloss on over, which I know is like basically taking from everything, but sure, I have to use what's here. So that's all we have. Okay, now kind of feel a little bit done when that part is done. Now I can go on and do my my concealer and stuff. So for concealer today, I'm going to use the shade 2.5. Oh my god, I did have it here 2 minutes ago. There we go. I know this must be so annoying watching when I'm not organized. If you could see my table right now as well, it is a mess. I keep saying that I have to come in and just sit down and get some time to do it, but I just haven't had a chance over the last little while, and this weekend is really busy as well, so I don't think it'll get done this week, so it might be next week. But anyway, we'll keep going. I'm going to use my shade 2.5 because like that I'm a little paler than usual, so I need a little bit of brightening. So just popping it on the inner corner and then out to the outer corner. You might notice that I've changed the way I do the concealer slightly from when I did before. I'm actually just using less product now because I find doing it this way is really, really efficient, and it's just using less product again, which I always love. So I have it on the inside here and then on the outside, nothing in between. And I still don't have it right underneath my lash line because we're going to blend up there rather than putting product in that area. So I'm just going to tap it in nice and gently and then bring it up underneath the lash line. And you'll see that then the two will meet in the middle, giving you the coverage, but without any caking or anything like that. Now, a question I get asked all the time is about creasing of concealer underneath the eyes. So if you have oily lids or oily skin, I would definitely put a little bit of powder over this. Like, it's a cell-setting concealer, but if you do have oil around the area, I would suggest putting a tiny dab. And I mean a tiny dab, I don't mean a lot, because if you put too much on, it can make the eye actually look, you know, more tired, or make it look older because the powder will seep into any fine lines or wrinkles in the area. So just a touch, just to really just set your concealer. But like, look at the difference in that already. It's taken away all of that color, just a tiny amount, and it just takes it all away. You know, like, I've been accused of drawing on my eyelids with red pencil in the past, but that is just how my eyes always look. It's, my family's the same, so it's always like that, regardless of how much sleep I get or what's going on in life. So I always need my concealer. I think that was why concealer for me was one of the most important products to get right. Like, obviously they're all super important, but it's why I just was back and forth, constantly trying to get this formula the way I wanted it, and that it would sit and it would not crease and it wouldn't budge, give you good coverage, but without that heavy feeling. Because some of the full coverage concealers, I have to say, that I've tried in the past, they're so heavy, and in and around the eye area, like, we just don't want heavy set products in that area. You want to try and keep it as light as possible. Okay, all done. So I'm going to let that set and settle and do what it's going to do. And I'm going to move on to my eyes next, and then we'll look at if we need to put any powder or anything on. So I'm going to use my, I almost feel bad because I'm constantly using this at the minute, but I really want to use it, is my Emerald Eye Palette. I'm just obsessed with this palette. I know it's really annoying, I'm sure, but it just makes me feel great to have it on. I love it. So I'm going to go with that second last colour, that lovely warm bronze, and I'm going to tap it just on top of the lid, going from the lash line up to the crease. So I'm only going to lob it on first, and then we'll blend it in a minute. So I know I haven't been doing a lot of videos over the last while. I'm going to say that it'll get better when the marathon's over. I hope it will. I'll definitely have some more time then, but training at the moment is like hardcore. There's a lot going on with it, and between that and obviously work, and then launching Cool Fit in the next few weeks. For anyone who doesn't know, we are launching a new sportswear line on the 14th of October. Just going to go with the darker colour as well. And so it's super busy. Obviously we have our shop in Kildare Village as well, and yeah, I know, it's just, and then life outside work is so busy with the kids and trying to get them done. So I am going to keep myself some time. This actually is a sample of a new brush, a new blender brush we've coming. I'm going to try and just slot into my diary, you know, time, non-negotiable time for videos once the marathon is over. Last night at training, we did a 3.5 kilometer warm-up. Then we did 3 by 5 kilometers with a 1 minute rest between each of the 5. And then we did our cool down, which was another 3 kilometers. I nearly fell over when he told us what we were doing. I was so tired afterwards. I had come from a busy day at work, and then to be told that, I was like, you can't be serious. Oh my God. But we got through it, thankfully. I have a 10 mile to do today as well, which I'm not sure when I'll fit that in. This is a new brush that's coming soon as well. But you can use your eyeliner brush here either. I'm just putting a bit of that darker shade just on my lash line, just to give it a little extra definition. Yeah, so, and then at the weekend, I have tomorrow off, then training. And at the weekend, there's a race on. It's not really a race as such, but they're putting it on as a race for people who are doing the marathon. It's a 34-kilometer run. Apparently it's really hilly and everything, but thankfully this weekend it's more time on feet for me rather than trying to race it or pace it or anything like that. So I'll get to go nice and easy and just hopefully enjoy it. So I'm just using a little bit of this. This is one of the pencils that's coming with our new Christmas sets. I'll show you it again. It's just a little bit of a concealer pencil just to brighten up that area slightly. When I put that on, I always like to just blend out the edges again, just in case I've overdone it with it at all. And now I'm going to go in with some mascara. So I'm going to throw on a layer of my volume lashes. Okay, so now that my mascara is on, I'm going to set my makeup where it needs to be set. And I'm going to use my concealer my powder in the shade 2. So what I like to do here now at the moment, this is something that I've started doing, and maybe just because I was influenced by people on YouTube, but I have been using a little beauty blender. You can use obviously your powder brush, which I still do as well, but this is just something different that I have been doing, so I said I'd show you. So just putting a little bit of powder onto the brush or onto the sponge. My sponge is slightly damp, and then tapping it in to the skin. I have just been really liking the finish of it from this sponge. I won't lie, we have tried to do really nice sponges in the past, and nothing that we've made to date has come on par with the beauty blender. It really is. It's a brilliant little sponge. It's so soft, and it just really gives a real perfectly smooth finish to the skin. So because I'm looking a little bit tired, I'm going to take a tiny bit just underneath my eyes as well, just to keep all that makeup in place. See the way it just kind of mats down those areas, so I know nothing will budge or move all day long. And then I'm going to go in with my blush. So for blush today, I'm going to use one of our new cream ones that's coming. So this is Peaches. I think Peaches is always nice when you're a little bit paler as well. So I'm using my mini buffer. These guys are coming in the next 2 weeks, and I just love them. With 5 new shades coming, including the cream blush from the Iconic palette, which so many of you asked for. So what I do is just tap it in, and I know you might feel it's a little strange that I've done it after my powder, but I love the finish of having the nice little bit of glow from the blush as the finish. It's not going to bunch or cake into your powder at all, I promise, because our powder is so finely milled that it doesn't bunch, so you don't have any concerns about that. Okay, and then just to really finish it, a little bit of my Radiant Skin Cream. Just tap that onto the cheeks. That's the makeup finito. So nice and simple, but I know I always kind of do the same type of makeup, I'm aware, but it's just, you know, it's what I really love to wear day to day, and I just think that this always makes me feel brighter and fresher and ready for the day. Then I'm dying to do a few nice glamour looks, so something that's totally outside the comfort zone of what you'd usually see from me. And I was saying to the girls, we're going to try and organize a little bit of time next week to do, I'll do one for myself, but also on the girls as well, so that you see a few different looks. But I think coming into this time of year, it is really starting to feel like, you know, time where we're going to be going out, and when the days get a little bit darker, I always think you can go a little bit more, you know, you can push the boat out a little bit more. So I am dying to get some of those done, which I'll have for you soon. But until next time, I hope you enjoy that one, and I will talk to you later.